Yeah. All right, let me move this over here. Let me click on this one. Let me move this over here. You see what happened? See what happened? So now I'm gonna turn this back on. There you go. Yo, I just killed my stream, bro. Let me see. All right, there you go. I just killed my stream. Yeah, so I can't. Yeah, I can't stream on. I can't. I can't do 2 meters live. I just killed my stream. My camera went. Yeah, my camera. It happened last time. Yeah, so this is what happened. I'm gonna explain what happened. I'm with a couple of more minutes. This happened to me a week ago with this radio, with the SH data. I was on 2 meters. On 2 meters. When I keyed up, my USB, all my USB got disconnected. That means my camera went dead. My USB, that USB hub disconnected everything. My radio got disconnected from my radio got disconnected. The USB got disconnected. I saw my FT8 went dead. My camera, my screen went black. My camera went off. It disconnected. It messed up the USB hub. So today, what you just saw, I did it with the red tail, right? I tried to connect to my local repeater on 2 meters, and it did the same thing. So now I know I can't transmit on I can't transmit. It interfered with the USB hub. And I got my camera hooked up to the USB hub. I got my radio hooked up to the USB hub. I even put ferrites on it. I'm gonna show you. I put ferrites on it from the last time. Look, see that's my USB hub. You see the ferrite? I put a ferrite on that. See the ferrite? And it didn't work. So now I know when I do a live stream, I cannot transmit on 2 meters. Not with that hub. I just did it. You saw the minute I keyed up, my screen went black. My USB all got disconnected. So I know I can't transmit. I can't transmit. I can't transmit. I don't know about 70 centimeters, but on 2 meters right now, I can't transmit when I'm doing a live stream. Because that hub, even though I put a ferrite on it, that hub is susceptible to interference. And this thing just killed it. It like basically disconnected my USB hub from the computer. That's what it did. I had to reboot the computer. So my camera is connected to it. It's ready connected. As soon as I did that, I saw everything. I saw my FTA stop working. I saw my screen go black. Now these things happen, and it is this radio now. It's not the other radio. It's this radio. So definitely, it's not the XH data because I use this radio, the rad cell. I use the rad cell and 2 meters to my local repeater. So I know that when I'm doing a live stream, I cannot key this up. Welcome. Frequency mode. So right now, if I key up, I'll kill the stream. If I key up, I'll kill the stream right now. The camera, I'll kill it. So anyway, I was gonna use the. Let me see. On. When I was a child, I experienced several. Yeah, so you see, I put on FM radio. See FM radio? It's on 92.3.
associates. You don't just get a single attorney. You get a team of professionals.
Right now, signal's not that good because I'm in the basement. And then I think if you press this button, every time I do that, I get nervous. I forgot which is a Noah. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Anyway, so that this button brings the FM radio. I think if you press it, oh, okay, I know. If you press it in, wait, I get nervous when I do this. I forget it. I ain't doing it. Forget it. I don't want to get disconnected. Anyway, there's one function that brings up the NOAA channel, and then there's another function that brings up the FM radio channel. So you don't have to program those. I think that's what I was trying to say before I got disconnected. You know, because those are built in. So on most of these radios, the NOAA is already built in, so you don't have to program those. They're already built in. It's just that, and on the menu, you got to say which key is the shortcut for it. But once you press that key, it goes into NOAA mode, and you got the NOAA channels, and you just go up and down for each NOAA channel. That's what I was trying to show before, and then, but I said, let me go to my local repeater so you can hear it, and that's when I got disconnected. Oh my god. Yeah. Let me see my call roster. Yeah. And hello, Chickle B Radio. I hope you're doing well. You talking about that TV? That's an RCA, 42 inch. I found that in the trash a year ago. I think about a year ago. I think it was last winter. Last winter, I think I found it. I found it in the trash. Somebody down the block, somebody put it outside. They were gonna throw it out. It works. It's good. Everything works fine on it. The only thing I don't have is a remote, but I can order the remote for it. Yeah, I was watching. I was watching last night. I was watching. My streaming app. I have Amazon Fire Stick hooked up to it. It's a 42 inch RCA. It's heavy though. It's a little thick. It's kind of heavy though. It's not thin. I guess that's why they threw it out because I guess they bought a bigger TV, real thin one. So they have no use for this one. So it perfectly works well. I talked about it on my Danny's dumpster dive. I haven't made videos there recently because lately I've been trying not to dumpster dive. I saw a few TVs recently that people threw out. I picked one up. I brought it here, but it didn't work. It was I plugged it in. So I have a couple of them in the garage. They don't work. So now I know how to get rid of them. It was a 55 inch that I found. I plugged it in. Uh, yeah, that one didn't work. And then actually that one, I think like something popped inside like a capacitor. I unplugged it right away, and you see this. I said, I forget this one is dead. Then I found a 40-inch Sony. Nice looking TV, a Sony one, but it's kind of thick. 40-inch. Now when I plugged it in, it worked for a couple of days, and then I guess I was about to make a video on it, and it went all the colors. I started getting the color bars and all that, and I said, forget it. I threw it out. It's in the garage. I'm throwing it out, but I got to take those to e-waste place. Then I found another TV, and that one didn't work either. And that was like, I think that was also, that might have been like this one, 42. Yeah, 42 inch or 40, 47 or 40. Anyway, but it was thinner, not as heavy as this one. And that was last week, a week and a half ago, excuse me. And that one didn't work. So I said, forget it. And then I was walking down the street. I took my son to school, and I saw a typewriter, an electric typewriter. Electric typewriter. I was about to take it. I was like, I was just saying, you know what? I need to stop bringing stuff in this house. I got so much stuff. I was like, so I'm really trying not to. So any videos that I'm gonna make, there's stuff that I already have that I found years ago or whatever. I'll talk about it in there. But I don't think I want to pick up any more stuff because I have that TV 42. It takes up a lot of space. I got this mark right here. This thing really, my head got fat or something. I don't know. Jesus Christ, Danny. This glass is starting to feel tight. And I found a 32 inch a year ago. So, no, almost 2 years ago now. The Sharp 32-inch TV, I found that. And I made a video on that too. That one is upstairs. That's the one that we saw the Super Bowl last year. And I have a couple of other ones. So, oh, this one, yeah, Vizio. Okay. Okay, this one, yeah. No, this one I have for years. This one I bought. This one I have since 2008. This is a 37 inch. This one. The one I'm looking at right now. Yeah, this one is old. This one is. You have that one? Yeah. There's a store over here that has one of these hanging. They use it for security system. I don't think they're using it anymore. I think he's about to throw it out. I'm going to ask him. It's the same one as this one, but it's all black. See, mine has a silver down there. And it has the white. The outside is white. But the one he has is all black. So I'm going to ask them if they're going to throw it out. I'll take that one. They're good TVs. Oh, you have that all black? Okay. Yeah, this is the early one. Then they came out with the all black. So this one I think was 2008 or 2007, late 2007 or 2000. I think it was 2008, if I remember. I bought this. When I bought this one, this was $799 back then. $799. I bought it from Sam's Club. Then they dropped it down to $599. And I was like, what the? And a month later, it was down to $599. I went in there and said, yo, I just bought this TV a month ago. You dropped it $200 more. So they gave me credit. They said, okay, we're sorry. We'll give you credit. So they gave me credit because I was like, I just bought this a month ago. Now you're going to drop it another $200? Like, what the hell, man? And I have warranty on it. I paid another year on top of it. And then by the third year, as soon as the extended warranty expired, my TV tuner went dead. The built-in TV tuner on this thing went dead. So this one, the TV tuner is not working. It doesn't work anymore. So right now, I just use it for this, for us, as my second monitor on this setup. Because I'm using this ultra wide 29-inch ultra wide right here. I found this one in the trash too. This one, this is a trash one. Ultra wide monitor. And then this is my second screen. So this uses the VGA. So this uses the VGA on the video card. VGA. This one uses HDMI. So I got two screens on that TV. Because I got my FT8 over here going on. There's the ultra wide. And then this is the Vizio. I'm saying old Vizio. So I was thinking about putting the 42 inch over here and mount it here and take this one down. But this one got a better picture. That Vizio, I mean that RCA picture's okay, but this one has still got a better picture. Even though this one is older than that one, this one still is sharp compared to that one. So I still better keep this one here. Plus, this one got picture in picture. All these TVs now they don't have picture in picture. This one still. I like the picture. I used to love the picture in picture. Yeah, yeah, I know Tesla not good. Yeah, but a lot of radios do that. And it's not the radio. I think it's the U. I think that US because that's remember that USB hub. I bought it on Amazon. That's $15. I don't know what it was. It just has a lot of ports on it. You see, look at the USB hub. It has a lot of ports on it. I don't want to touch it because I don't want to disconnect, but has a whole bunch of ports on there. It has some charging ports on it too. You know, these are no name brand. So they're not gonna have the best. So when I did it a week ago or so ago when I did this one, I thought it was the radio that really caused it, but it's not the radio. It's definitely the hub. It just doesn't. I even put the ferrite, like James Farley mentioned. I put ferrite there, and I put a ferrite on each end of the cable. I put a ferrite bead. You saw it. It didn't matter. This one still killed it. So, and that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen with a lot of radios. For example, this radio. When I'm watching TV in the other room, if this radio is doing FT8 right now, every time it transmits, every time this radio transmits, my picture over the air, my picture starts pixelating. So I'm interfering with the television right now. Just by doing that, it's interfering with the television. I don't have my TV on anyway because I'm over here. But when I had the TV on and I was doing this and I was going back and forth, every time this would transmit, I would see the pixels. It would pixelate. So, so I could imagine. I don't know who nearby anybody watching TV over the air might be interfering with it. I don't know. You know, but it definitely interfered with my television. I can see it. Same thing with my wife, the paper shredder. My wife, when she runs the paper shredder, we have a paper shredder. We have a big, paper shredder. And we have two of them, both of them. The other one too. When I turn on the paper shredder, my TV picture gets it kills my television. It gets pixelated. It's like I lost a signal. It interferes it with that much. A paper shredder. Okay, my paper shredder interferes with TV. These things happen. They just there's other stuff we get. So imagine your radio when you're trying to listen to HF and somebody's running a paper shredder, shredding paper. That's probably going to interfere with the radio. And that's what happened. My paper shredder interferes with television. I never tried it with radio. I wonder if it does that too. But I definitely, with the TV, I can see it. As soon as I turn on as soon as I put the paper in, the motor starts running, my picture goes pixelated. Like all suddenly it can't find, it loses the signal. So, that's what these things happen. A lot of things interfere with stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Michael. Damn, I know. These things happen. So, in today's, in today's environment, everything interferes. A lot of stuff. In my own house, like I said, and I put on the paper shredder. I can't watch TV because it kills it until the minute I put the paper and it automatically starts and about to shred it, my TV picture goes. The quality drop. The signal is like it's like you losing the signal. Doesn't matter how strong the signal is, it degrades the signal. So it's interfering with it. Triple B radio, my tuner still works on that TV. Okay, cool. Yeah, my tuner went out as soon as the warranty ended, like 2.5 years later. It just went out on me, and then I had to get a box. But I think at that time I was subscribed also to cable, so at that time I had cable. It didn't matter, but still I remember it went out on me. Chicopee Radio. I'm watching CBS WFSB 3 on using my outdoor antenna. Okay. Oh yeah, you're in Florida now, right? You live in Florida now, right? I forgot. Oh, you're not. I thought you were moving to Florida. I thought you was moving down there. Oh, when you're 19. So when you turn 19, you're moving down there. Okay, I see. Oh, so not yet. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see. All right. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, Chad. So when like I said, just wait till they when they come out with the software, then. But I know there's gonna be a chirp. The chirp is gonna eventually update, and they're gonna add this. But right now, it's up to when it's there to release software first. I gotta edit this video and the other one. I gotta call this one part two. Part one and part two. Because I'm the type of person. I know some people do that in some channels. I don't do that. When my stream ends abruptly, I usually come back right away. At least just to say goodbye or whatever. Because I don't like to abruptly just uh, you know disconnect, especially something like this. No, my God, these glasses are tight, man. I think my head just got fatter. Oh, you fifth? Oh, yeah, that's right. You fifth. I thought you was. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Oh, okay. So when you of age, when you turn 18, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. I mean, when I visited Florida, I really liked it. I like Florida, but some people, especially my wife, she was not thrilled about it. I think and that goes for a lot of places, depending on where you go. Uh, anyway, I don't want to get into that because it's kind of talking about morbid and things like that about as you get older. Yeah, Tasso can attest to that. We live in New York. Um, all right, take care, Michael. Like we live in New York, me and Tasso, right? So we get the good and the bad. Um, for example, like what happened to all those people in let me take this out the way. Like those people what happened in North Carolina and all that. I mean, you can live anywhere in the country, and something like that can happen. Where you could lose your house. Look at LGR. I know Tasso LGR, right? You know LGR. He has the LGR birds. So his main channel, LGR, his house, he lives in North Carolina, so his house, the storm, a tree landed on his house and destroyed his roof. It landed on his house, on the roof. It destroyed the house, like literally put up, and a lot of lot of old vintage stuff that he has, some of it got wet, soaked and wet. A lot of boxes. I mean, main thing is you didn't nobody got hurt, nobody got killed, thank God. But it damaged his house. It's damaged. LGR. He has like 1 million subs, and he live in the area of North Carolina where the tree. He has a whole bunch of trees around his house. You seen his videos, the LGR birds. He does that live stream with the LGR birds, and his house got destroyed. This is on the Helene, the storm destroyed the house. The big tree landed right on the roof of his house and destroyed it. I mean, like really ripped it. It opened it up like wow. I mean, destroyed it. Like it's gonna cost. He I think he set up a GoFundMe and everything. It's gonna cost him a lot of money. And a lot of that stuff. Some stuff he had in the storage already, but the stuff that he had around the house, especially on that floor, that was his. I think the attic where he had a lot of old computers, consoles. A lot of that stuff got wet. It got soaking wet. It got some of it got. Of course, the damage for the cardboard boxes that he had. Some of the boxes like this got wet, soaking wet. Who knows what mold? I mean, he either got it was bad. It's bad. Imagine a tree falling on your house. A tree like really like imagine that tree that's next to before. Oh my God! I mean and by the way, the tree. Remember the second floor. What happened is the second floor. Once the tree opened up the floor, all that water going to the second floor. Where you think that water's gonna go? It went up to the first floor because it leaked through his ceiling on the first floor. Then it went down to the basement. It kept leaking. All the floors were leaking water. So he had a lot of water damage. He had water damage all the way down to the basement. I was like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter where you live at, this stuff like that can happen. People live in Florida. I know they went with the hurricane thing, the tropical storm thing. North Carolina, you show what happened at LGR. LGR, I live here in Yonkers. Listen, knock on wood. Remember back in March we had all this rain. We haven't had any rain. Now they're talking about we're starting to get into drought status, right? They're starting to talk about we're gonna have to start. We haven't had much rain, but also even if we have to have a lot of rain, I have a tree down there. That's a big. I have two big trees next to my house. One of them is the one that the end fed goes up to. Those trees are old. Those trees been there. I'm gonna say that tree gotta be at least probably about 100 years old. It's a real big, thick trunk. Is like thick, like can't even put your arms around the trunk. That's how thick it is. And that tree would have come down here and hit my house, it'll obliterate this house. It will definitely, you know, I mean, seriously. I like trees and all that, but not near my house. I don't know. Those right now they're too close to my house. I wish I could get rid of those trees. And you never know. You don't know. You don't know where you live at, where these things happen. Over here in New York, for example, I know people high taxes, cost of living is high, rent is high, but we don't got to deal with all that other stuff. You know, I know it's kind of Sucks to say that, but sometimes that's what my wife says. She says, you know what? Um, if we would have lived in Florida, because even in Florida right now, for example, you buy a house in Florida, a lot of insurance companies are leaving Florida. There's only like two or three insurance companies that they're willing to, it's, even though people say, oh, cost of living is not expensive. Yeah, it is because you got to factor in now. You got to pay more for insurance. Your homeowners insurance in Florida is a lot higher than here in New York because of that, because of the threat of always hurricane, flooding, that type of deal. Especially if you live in a flood zone, that's another level of anxiety insurance that you're gonna have to pay, as opposed to where I live here in Yonkers. But there's not a flood zone. There's no flood zone here. You know, yeah, I get a little bit of water here and there, but it's nothing compared to what people get in other parts of the country. Or let alone I need to stretch for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That's really. I know sometimes we forget that. Sometimes especially me. Sometimes I say, I wish I could live somewhere else, but then when you discuss, sometimes you get reminded. Sometimes stuff like that reminds you that what, it's not that bad living here. It's just that it costs more. It costs more to live here, but I don't have that thing looming on me all the time. That when I live up in the Northeast where yeah, we might get a tropical depression up here, maybe even a tropical storm, and that's it. You know, last time we had anything up here that became hurricane status was just, what, a long time ago. And that was a category one. If it makes it this far up as a category one, usually it's a tropical storm. So sometimes I'm guilty of that. Sometimes we forget that we live in a place like here. There's a lot more. My son is running around upstairs playing, and we forget. Sometimes we lose sight of that. Like I when I went to Florida, I enjoyed it. I was like, you know what, I like the because I'm an outdoor kind of guy too. I like to be out there. I like to take walks and all that. And of course, you can do that here, but it's not like Florida. I don't know. I'm a sucker for palm trees and all that, I guess. And my wife is the opposite. She doesn't care about the hot weather. I do to a certain point. Of course, not too hot, but same thing with cold weather. I like the cold weather too. Not really, really cold all the time, but I remember as a kid when my mom we went to Puerto Rico. We moved to Puerto Rico for about 2 years. Yeah, we lived about 2 years in Puerto Rico. About 2 years. Yeah, it was a little 2 years. So, and we hated it because I missed the cold weather months. Like Christmas in Puerto Rico is hot. It's sticky. It's hot. It's actually rainy, kind of rainy season, as opposed to when I lived in the Bronx. Yeah, winter wonderland. Had snow. You play in the snow. Yeah, I miss having snowball fights and all that. So you take the good and the bad. So I know New York is crazy when it comes to the other stuff that's going on now, but sometimes you got to count your blessings. Say what, that guy, poor guy, LGR. He's tree destroyed his house. You know how much it's going to cost to recover from all that. And he has a million subs, and he has I mean, in his case, he has a million subs, and he has all these people sending him donations, but imagine that person that doesn't have all that. Like he's gonna be fine. I'm sure he has something, uh, you know, I don't want to say stashed away because I don't know why, but I'm just saying that if you have over a million subs, I think it's 1.5 million subs or something. He has maybe more. I forgot the number. He's a big YouTube channel that deals with retro gaming and retro computing and all that. He's like very known. So I know in his case, people send him so many things. He has so many. I remember he had to rent the storage for all his stuff. So the stuff that didn't get destroyed in his house, he still has a lot of stuff in storage. And that people sent him over the years. You know. When I see stuff like that, I sometimes I gotta be like, you know what, because I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I kind of bellyache about, this house is too old, but it's still standing. It's still standing. I mean, like for example, we're gonna do the kitchen. This house is old. This house is 100 years old now. It's 100 years old. Exactly 100 years old. This house now. It was built in 1924. Think about that, 1924. You know where we was at? You remember what happened in 1924? Looking back at history, this is before World War II. Before Theodore, before, I mean, before Roosevelt became president, Franklin Roosevelt. This is right after World War One. 1924, that would be exactly how many? 6 years after World War One. This house was built. World War One, 6 years after that. 1924, Lindbergh did not cross the Atlantic yet on that plane. On the Spirit of St. Louis, because that happened in 1927. Wall Street, the famous stock market crash of Wall Street, the beginning of the Depression. When this house was built, the Depression was not. It was before the Depression, the Great American Depression. So that's a long time. My mother was born in 1924. She was born in 1924. She would have been 100 now. And she still would have been alive. She would have been 100. So this house is exactly 100 years old. So yeah, is it a new house? It has all these fancy? No. It's an old brick house. We have a boiler. We have a boiler, and we have steam. Steam goes through those pipes. We don't have no central air conditioning heating. We have good old fashioned steam. A boiler boils the steam, and it goes through these metal pipes. We have a radiator down here. There's a more modern radiator here. But upstairs they have the old radiators, the cast iron radiators. Cast iron radiators. And every room has a cast iron radiator. Then the cast iron pipe goes to the second floor, connected to what? And the second floor, cast iron radiator. Old school. That's the heating system in this house. You know? It is what it is. It's an old house. Let me turn this on. So yeah. I'm stretching now because I'm like I'm already my legs are already kind of. I need to rebuild that. I have another standing desk that I have to put together, but I gotta do the kitchen anyway. I'm gonna do that later. I'm gonna start patching up later. I'll do that tonight. I got the compound in the trunk. I have to go get it. Anyway, 39 minutes and counting. Anybody want to chime in? Please chime in because I might end the stream in a bit. I know this is part two. I got disconnected earlier because of the this guy. I went on 2 meters and I keyed up and. Or at least I know it eliminated the possibility that it was just this radio. This radio did not. So it's not only this radio. It's any radio that you transmit on 2 meters. interfere with my USB hub. So now I know that. So now I know not to do that no more. You know. I believe it. I know it happened with Jill's on HF. I remember that. I think he was trying to call somebody on 10 meters. Was it 10 meters or 20 meters? I forgot what band. I think it was 10 meters. I don't remember exactly. And he keyed up and the video went dead. And these things happen, they happen. They just happen. Radio interference is everywhere, folks. A lot of stuff, and it's not limited to HF. It's not limited to HF. Like I said earlier, uh, I have a paper shredder. My wife she has one upstairs. I have one down here. Different brands. And anytime that paper shredder turns on, it'll kill the TV signal. So if I'm watching over the air TV and that paper shredder comes on, it will diminish the signal quality on the reception. In other words, it's probably jamming the signal, the television signal going into the antenna coming down here. Because, it'll be like all suddenly pixelating, like poor quality, poor signal, but it's the paper shredder that's interfering with it. So imagine that if a paper shredder does that, how many devices you think out there are interfering with your radio or your television signal? A lot. There's a lot. So yeah, keep that in mind. So, sometimes these things, it's not a simple solution as, just put ferrites on the. I did put ferrites on the cable, and it still did not prevent this from disconnecting my stream. So that didn't work. The ferrites. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on. I'm not gonna be on too long because I was on 2 hours and change before, and then I got disconnected. So this is part two. So I don't know. I'm actually kind of sleepy right now. But I want to see if anybody wants to cover something before I call it a day. And then I don't know when I'm going to be back. Probably tomorrow, the day after. I don't know yet. So Glenn has to be back shortly. I have to help one of my grandsons with Arch Linux. Linux. Yeah, I have Linux on a couple of servers. Yeah, I have Linux. I have the what's it called? Actually, they're emulators. I mean, not emulators, virtual. Like I know I have VMware on one. One of the machines here, I got VMware EXXI, and then the other one I have Proxmox, and then I think one of these boxes down here, one of those old computer boxes. I have an old Dell Optiplex 790. That one I think has Manjaro Linux. I put Manjaro on one of them. Manjaro, yeah, Manjaro. So I tried different Linux. And then the other servers, they all have Windows. They're just running Windows 10. Because I just tested this out, Windows 10. Server. And then, no, one of them, I use it as the other server, the Dell. I have a Dell Power Edge 2950, which is old. That's an old one. 32 gigs of RAM. That one is just a network. That one is just what was that program? I forgot the name of the program now. Jesus Christ, I forgot the name of the program. I have to look it up. Let me look it up. I'm trying to remember what it was. Let's see. Let me see which one it is. I forgot what it's called. Oh, Sigma NAS. Sigma, like XIGMANAS. Sigma NAS. So that's what I have on the Dell. I installed Sigma NAS. I think before that it was what is it, True NAS or something? I forgot. You could turn that into a file server, storage. So that's what I use that one for. I use that one for storage. So that one combined is about 8 terabytes. 8 terabytes. And then that's a 2950 with it. Then I have a HP ProLiant DL 360. I think it's G6. And that one has 256 gigs of RAM. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Let me see. No, I had the Dell Power Edge 410. And that one has 256 gigs of RAM. And that one is running Windows on it right now. All right, Windows. No, not Windows. Uh, Proxmox. Then the other one, the HP ProLine, and that one I'm just running Windows. And that one has 192 gigs of RAM. Yeah, so the Dell R410 that's the one that has 256. That's the one I'm running Proxmox right now. Proxmox. So that one. Of course, they're all loud servers, but you know, and, people post comments about it before, like, what would you? Let me see. You could do all that with a Raspberry Pi. Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is, I want to play around with this type of hardware architecture because I want to have fun with it, and they're cheap, and they're set up. Hey, you can set up. Do I really need all this power? I can put it in one box. Yeah, I can. I can put everything in one box. But I like to tinker with this stuff. I like to play around, and plus, it's fun when you turn it on and all these blinking lights going on. There's something about blinking lights. Especially when you have all these lights off and you see the blinking lights working, the hard drive LED lights and all that, and you hear all these fans going, you know. So, and when you run all that, believe it or not, it warms up the room after a while, and another 20 minutes or so, the room will start getting warm because of all the heat dissipating from this. It actually warms up the room a bit. Takes about an hour or so to warm up the room. Kind of warms it up a little bit. Not by much, but it does. You know? Let me see where I'm at with the. I got 6 new alerts. I didn't know that. Let me see where I'm at here. Luxembourg contact. Okay, but I already have Luxembourg, so it's good to have another one. Close that. I used to get excited about it, not this year, because I have a lot of work in this house. Normally, well, not the last couple of years, but uh, I have a whole bunch of stuff around. I have a lot of Halloween stuff. I have animatronics. I have two in the other room. They're tall animatronics. Um, but like today, I have to do the kitchen. We still got to put new cabinets and all that. So next year, I'll start putting up decorations again. My son used to, when he was, he's gonna turn 10 now. When he was, I remember when he was like 5 and all that. He really used to get excited about Halloween. Of course, my wife loves Halloween. My wife she loves Halloween. Me, I like Halloween. You know. But the last couple of years, we haven't been able to decorate because we got a lot of work in this house to do. And we have a lot of Halloween decorations. I have containers of Halloween stuff. Uh, it's all over the house. I don't have some right here, but in the next room I have a few things. But yeah, I have a bunch of animatronics. I have tall ones. I have two standing tall ones. I have the scarecrow with the bowl that when you approach him he goes up like that. I have like the spider that jumps out at you. I have all these different animatronics. I have a whole bunch of stuff. I used to decorate the backyard as a cemetery. So I had a Halloween party here a few years ago, and I remember that was nice. I had the whole place set up nice. So not this year, next year maybe. Hopefully next year I'll start doing that again. Because last year, remember, I was moving all this stuff up there, and now I'm gonna move that stuff back here. So I am done with that. I think after this, I'm gonna. Well, my long-term plan eventually is to fix the garage. I'm gonna set up a part of the garage for one day. Eventually, I will do live streaming in the garage. That'll be like my ultimate shack. It'll be in the garage. But that's not now. That's not gonna happen anytime soon because I have to water seal the garage a little bit. I have to put a new floor in the garage before I do all that. Roofing maybe. I have to do put a new. That's gonna cost some money for that garage. Before I can put my radio equipment in there and feel safe about it. No, there's a lot of work I gotta do in the garage because I have a lot of space there that I can use. You know, and that's like my ultimate goal to have a studio slash shack slash in the garage. To mount a few TVs up on the wall and all that. You know, it'd be nice, but not now. I gotta take care of some stuff here first in this part. But yeah, like a few years ago, I had animatronics upstairs. When you walk into my house, I had one greeting you there. I had a big pumpkin ghost type hanging off the ceiling. A big one. I bought a big one. He's like 9 feet long when you stretch it out, and it's wide, and he's like that with a big pumpkin. The head is like this big pumpkin face and all that. It's really scary looking. I had all that, man. I still have them. They're in the second floor. Some of them on. Remember when I showed the camera sometime, you see them hanging there and all. They're all over the house upstairs. So but my son, he doesn't. He's not, right now. He's at the point. I told him Sunday, you want me to put? He said, I don't care. Like he was into big. He was really big into the holidays too. But now not so much. So I'm like, okay. Of course, Christmas. I'm gonna decorate a little bit on Christmas. Put up the tree and all that. But compared to what we did in the past, because I got work in this house, man. I got to take care of that kitchen, and then after that, I got to do the bathroom. because we gotta put a new walk-in shower. I gotta put new floor, new tiles, new sink, everything's gonna be brand new in that bathroom upstairs. And I gotta run new plumbing. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off now. It's 55 minutes in. I was on for almost 3 hours before that. I think it was 3 hours actually, probably. And I got so total probably almost 4 hours. So spend the Sunday morning slash afternoon with you guys. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you guys have a great week. And thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And smash the like. Smash the like. And you guys have a great week. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. Have a great week.